everyone, back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with the Rumour Has It video of one of our players linked to the football club this upcoming transfer window in January. I have a feeling it's going to be quite a busy one. Certainly my name's being linked, and I think we're going to sign at least 3 players because I think this squad massively needs it. There's some big holes in it we've talked about already. We talked about in the show this week, but we have been linked to another player, which we're going to talk about today. It's a defender. I think we do definitely need some cover in that area because we have got a few knocks starting to appear, and we've been linked to a few players, and this kid we've actually just played against him recently. So he did all right, I felt, against us, even though we were shattered. I thought he looked a half-decent player, and he has looked half-decent in the games that he has played. So we'll get stuck right into this in a minute. Just before we do, a little reminder, as we always say, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. We'd love you to come and join us. We're over 5,700 subscribers now. We're very close to 5,800, actually. The next milestone is 6K. So if you haven't already, smash that button, come and join us. Like the video too. It really helps the old algorithms get out there and show everybody the Evermore YouTube channel. And if you want to give something back, there's a membership option as well, which is less than £2 a month to listen to all this great content. You get early access to it. So click whichever button you think is right for you, and we'd love to have you on board. So who am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about this lad right here. That's Lloyd Kelly. That's a name that's been linked to us for quite a long time, obviously given Eddie Howe's Bournemouth links. This kid is a decent player, before people turn their nose up and say, Bournemouth, yeah. Rio Ferdinand came from West Ham, so that at that time, West Ham were a team struggling at the bottom end of the table, really. So this lad is a decent player. A little bit about him. He's 6'3". He's quick, very quick, good recovery tackler, keeps up with wingers, keeps up with tricky players really well, quite good with the ball at his feet as well. He can bring the ball out from the back. He's not scared to do that. He can ping a pass as well, and he's strong. And he's only 24, just turned 25. I think his Mark's got him up on there as well. So he's at a good age to come in to be part of this Newcastle United squad. Now we've got him compared to Fabi there in the corner, and Fabian Schär is brilliant, and he has been brilliant for the last 2 years, but he's not getting any younger, much like other members of the back four as well. Sven Botman's kind of 24 years old, 25 years old, like Lloyd Kelly. So this would be a nice player, I think, to bring in around about the same age as Botman, who could possibly look to form a partnership with him. He's already had 10 caps for the under-21s. I think the kid is getting better and better with every season that passes in the Premier League. And I don't think it'll be too long until somebody takes a sniff at him. Now, Spurs were rebuffed in the summer with a £20 million bid. Lloyd Kelly's contract runs out at the Vitality Stadium at the end of this season. So January is going to be a very interesting time for Lloyd Kelly. I can see him being on the move because Bournemouth will want to take something for the player rather than lose him for nothing in the January transfer window. Maybe the player feels a fresh challenge elsewhere is something that he wants to do to try and push into, that England senior setup where there is room for centre-halves, to be honest with you. So why not? Why not be ambitious and move to a bigger club? But Spurs were in for him. Liverpool apparently are interested in him, and so are Newcastle United. So let's have a little look at his stats and how he compares. So you can see there in terms of player for player, the biggest one is the age. He's 25. He's got a hell of a few years on Fabian Schär. He's played 8 times this season versus Fabian's 16. No goals, no assists. Obviously, Fabian's got 1 goal there. Tackles, he's got 1.52 tackles a game. He's obviously bound to be under a little bit more pressure playing for Bournemouth. Interceptions, 1.01. Blocks, 1.26. Clearances, 4.04. Aerials, 1.43. So it's not as good in the air as Fabian Schär. Maybe that's something he needs to work on in his game. His true tackles about 50%. Passing, 52 passes a game. So even though he's playing for Bournemouth, no disrespect to Bournemouth, he is getting on the ball quite a bit and making something happen. And with an 80% pass completion, he uses the ball quite well. Progressive passing is 2.65. Again, isn't too bad for a team like Bournemouth who are normally pinned into their own half. So that's pretty decent stats for that. Fouls, doesn't give a great deal of fouls away, and recoveries is 6.49. So Mark's got him valued at 15 million, but I think the figure that's been spoken about is £20 million. And January is always an inflated market. But let's look at the traffic light system for Lloyd Kelly. Now, bear in mind, before you look at this and go, oh, he is playing for Bournemouth, so he is going to be under a lot of pressure. Bournemouth haven't started the season particularly well. I think that win against us was the first win of the season, I think, or maybe even the second win of the season. So they have had a really bad start to the season. So bear that in mind when you look at these stats. There is a few ambers in there, but if you look at some of the passing the player has as well in terms of the greens, his key passing is 69 percentile, passes in the final third is 68, progressive carries is 65, switches at 69 as well. We like a centre-half who can switch it and spray a ball across. That's what Fabian Schär does so well. Botman does it well as well. His fouls and his recoveries are really good in terms of the green. His errors are about 40%, so he is making some mistakes, but that happens when your team is under pressure. And he is dispossessed around about the 40 percentile, which is good because that's a low figure So the lower the better, really, on that one. But in terms of his tackling, his tackles won is 41%, which isn't great statistics, but as I say, he is going to be up against a lot more attacks than probably most of the defenders you're going to compare him to, certainly on the top level. And £20 million is good rate, good market value, in my opinion. Certainly with the FFP restrictions, Lloyd Kelly could be a player that we're looking at to bring in to enhance the backup to the centre halves, and also maybe the long-term replacement to Fabian Schär. The only issue I have maybe with Lloyd Kelly is he's left-footed as well, which means he could probably fill in at left-back too, but he's left-footed and Botman's left-footed, so maybe the lad's going to be brought in to cover for Botman when he's injured, possibly. If we had Lloyd Kelly in our squad right now, playing next to Fabian Schär, and Fabio went back to his normal right-hand side of the defence, would we look a bit tighter? Jamal Lascelles has filled in quite well, but I do feel like that little vein of form that he was in is starting to kind of slow down a bit now, and we're starting to see some of the limitations of Lascelles again. Some big games to come. We'll come back to the international break. We've got Chelsea, we've got PSG, we've got Manchester United. We could really see Lascelles struggling maybe in those games, but let's just wait and see what happens with a couple of weeks rest. Maybe the lads will get a little bit more back in the legs, come back and put in some better performances. But let us know what you guys think in the comments below about Lloyd Kelly. Would you be happy to see a player like that come in, or you want to aim a little bit higher? With loads of names have been linked in the past, and there will be again, like Sir Antonio Silva at Benfica, who's the kind of big time name. He won't come cheap. And I think there's a lad from Porto as well as in Negotia, I think it is, at the centre half. We'll do some more videos on these guys as well. Loads of names have been linked. Any names you guys think you want to see some stats put in the computer about, fire them in the comments too. Maybe Joe want to do a couple of videos about that. But this team is definitely in need of some reinforcements, and I think we're going to see them come in January. But that's just done for now, guys. As I mentioned at the start, if this is the kind of thing you like, smash subscribe, come and join us, be part of this great community we've got as well in the chat. Really good on the live shows and the post-match reviews as well. Some great banter in the chat as well. No aggression. We don't bin people off. We hear different opinions. We're not like that. We're a very young channel, but we're a very welcoming channel to a lot of you guys who want to come in and have a chat with just like-minded football fans as well in the chat. So smash the button, come and join us. As I said, if you want to be a member, there is an option there as well for one night stand. You get exclusive access to all of the videos as well. So that's me done for now. Have a cracking day wherever you are, guys. We'll be back with another Rumour Has It soon, and we'll catch you later. Cheers.